It's Tuesday morning in the fabulous Florida Keys. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty. With Thanksgiving just a couple of days away, more than likely a piece of pie or two is in all of our future. And of course, the signature pie of Key West, or all of the Florida Keys, is key lime pie. On this day in history, November 26th, back in 1999, Key West held their first annual Key Lime Pie Festival. It was held at the Pier House Resort at the end of Duval Street. Of course, one of the events at the Key Lime Festival was a Key Lime Pie contest, and more than likely a piece of Key Lime Pie is in all of our future in the next couple of days. I know it's certainly going to be on my plate after Thanksgiving dinner. This is my morning market MLS update video I do every day right about this same time. I report all the new listings in Key West and the lower Keys that have come on the market in the last 24 hours. If you watch this video every day, you will be ahead of most buyers. You'll know about every new listing from Big Pine Key down to Key West the same day the realtors find out about them. I find a lot of buyers wait for a home to come on to Zillow or Trulia or Realtor.com or one of those websites before they inquire, and a problem they face there is by the time a lot of those websites put a home live online, it's been on the multiple listing service a couple days and all the good deals are already under contract. If you watch this video and you see something you like, you can call me right away. I'll make an appointment for us to go see the home. If you're not here locally, I can go look at it on your behalf. We can do a live video walkthrough or a FaceTime video call, and if you like what you see, we can write up an offer and have you under contract on the home before most buyers ever even knew it was available for sale. That'll certainly give you something to be thankful for. You'll have a brand new home in the Florida Keys. Well, brand new to you, not a brand new home. They're all homes that were previously built. You can also get a much more detailed description of these listings, including photographs, if you follow my blog, keywestinvesting.com. I'll put that web address in the description down below. The blog has a lot more details on the individual homes, a lot more information about the home, any unique features the homes might have, things like projected room uses, room dimensions, photos of the inside of the home, photos of the outside of the home. If the home happens to be waterfront or happens to have a pool, there'll be photos of the water view, photos of the pool, photos of the boat dockage. Just a lot more information than I can cram into a couple-minute quick YouTube video. Again, that web address is keywestinvesting.com, and it's updated every day from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. If you like this video and you want to see more like it so you can stay current with what's being listed in the Florida Keys at what price, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as long as you're subscribing, that thumbs up like symbol is right next to the subscribe button. Please like the video. That helps my channel grow a lot. It'll help me out a lot. I appreciate that. We have 5 new homes to go over today, but before I tell you about the new homes, the state of Florida's legal department makes me cover the boring stuff. The information I'm about to give you comes directly from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I'm not accepting any responsibility for any of these listings. I'm not claiming any of these listings to be my own listing, and I'm not accepting any responsibility if there's any inaccuracies in the information I give you. I'm simply reading it to you right from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. I will from time to time put in my opinion if I'm familiar with the neighborhood, familiar with the block, familiar with the street. I've lived in the Keys for over 33 years and I've been a realtor for over 25, so I have a pretty good knowledge of a lot of the neighborhoods. But when I do that, I'll make it very clear it's my opinion. Otherwise, you can figure it's coming right from the Florida Keys multiple listing service. The first house we have is a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 1,828 square foot house. This house is the eyebrow model architecture. What that is the eaves on the top overhang the top windows, shading them. That was very popular in the old Keys construction, and it's still very popular today in the Bahamas and the Caribbean, because that large overhang in the eaves keeps the top floor cool. Goes back to the days when the houses didn't have air conditioning, which still to this day is the case with a lot of the homes in the Bahamas and in the Caribbean. I just like the eyebrow houses. I just think they're beautiful. I just like that style of architecture myself, but that's just me. This one has off-street parking, which is very important for Old Town and more so very important for Olivia Street. Olivia Street's a small, narrow street. It's a one-way street, and there's very little parking on the street. This house is located just about a block and a half off Duval Street. It's being offered at $3,599,000, which is an excellent price for a house that size with off-street parking so close to Duval Street. That especially is for my own personal liking, an eyebrow house as well. It just adds right to it. Then in Key West's Midtown neighborhood over by the beach on Atlantic Boulevard, we have a 5-bedroom, 4-bathroom, 2,703 square foot house. A 5-bedroom house in Key West is very rare these days. This is a great find. Very close to Higgs Beach, very close to Smathers Beach, very close to the famous White Street Pier. It's actually been renamed. It's now called the Ed Knight Pier, but when I'm doing my videos, I refer to it as the White Street Pier because that's what most people know it as. This house is being offered at $2,799,000, which is an excellent buy for a 5-bedroom house, especially one that's 2,700 square feet and so close to the beach. Then we go to Cudjoe Key in a section called Cudjoe Gardens. Cudjoe Gardens is a very desirable subdivision for many reasons. All the houses a little bit more upscale than most of the lower keys. Cudjoe Gardens probably has among the best boating there is in all of the lower keys. You can easily get a 50, 60, 70-foot yacht in there. You can get, big sport fishermen with a tower in there, a sailboat in there. The canals are much deeper and the controlling depth coming in is much deeper. But also a feature unique to Cudjoe Gardens is the canals are a lot wider, which makes turning the big boats around a little bit easier. Another great feature of Cudjoe Gardens is when you pull in the main road, the only road going into the neighborhood, Drouse Drive. Right on the corner of Drouse Drive and the main US 1 is a Monroe County Sheriff substation. So that's an added security for your home that you don't have to pay for. If anyone's coming into the neighborhood with ill intentions and the first sign they see says Monroe County Sheriff and they look in the parking lot and there's half a dozen cars with blue lights in the top, more than likely they're going to turn around and go elsewhere. This one's a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,772 square foot house, which is a large house. The lots in Cudjoe Gardens are a little bit larger too. You have more canal front than most of the lower keys. This one's being offered at $1,799,000, which is an excellent price for a house this size on Cudjoe Gardens, especially as deep back as it goes. This one's on West 6th Ave. We call those the number streets. There's east and west. East 1st, west 1st, east 2nd, west 2nd. The further you go back, the further off the highway you are, so the quieter it is. So West 6th is an excellent street, and $1,799,000 is a very good price on West 6th Ave. Then on Ramrod Key in a subdivision called Breeze Swept Beach Estates on Jamaica Lane. I like Breeze Swept Beach Estates a lot. It has very good boating. It's a nicer kept community. The majority of the residents are year-round residents. It's a mixture between owner-occupied and rental homes, but most of the rental homes are year-round people living here. It's not your vacation rentals where you have your weekend warriors and your tourists and the loud party zone. Breeze Swept Beach, also all the houses are either canal or open water, and the canal system is a nice deep canal system. Very good boating. You pull right out, and it's a fast shot out to Lou Key Reef and Resort if you want to go snorkeling or diving. Real easy ride out offshore to do some offshore fishing, but also simple to go right through Newfound Harbor, which is the deepest and widest boating channel in all of the lower keys. And you go under the bridge into the Florida Keys backcountry, which is, in my opinion, the most beautiful boating we have in the Keys. You're in anywhere from 1.5 feet to 3 feet of water the majority of the time. You can see the fish. You can see the sharks. You'll see the stingrays resting on the bottom. Every now and then you'll see the sea turtles. They have a lot of sandbars back there, or a lot of government-owned uninhabited islands with beautiful beaches. People will just beach the boat and have a floating picnic or a floating happy hour, cocktail hour. And if you're into the flats fishing, the top-end fishing, the permit fishing, the bone fishing, the Florida Keys is known for being amongst the best flats fishing there is in the world, and the top-end permit and bone fishing out there is amazing. This house is being offered at $1,259,000, which is a very good price for a canal house that big on Jamaica Lane. Then the last one we have is on Big Pine Key in a subdivision called Pine Channel Estates. This is on Forestdale Ave, which Pine Channel Estates is one of the nicest subdivisions there is in Big Pine. It has deep water boating as well. It goes out into the same channel into Newfound Harbor as I was talking about with Ramrod Key with Breeze Swept. You first start off into Pine Channel, which is equally as deep and wide, and you go right under the bridge and you're in Newfound Harbor if you want to go offshore or go to Lukey Reef. And you're even closer to the backcountry than you are in Ramrod. I won't go on about the backcountry again because I'd just be repeating what I said about the Ramrod house. Pine Channel Estates is one of the better subdivisions. Probably, in my opinion, it's the best subdivision in Big Pine. It's definitely one of the better ones everyone will agree on. And Forestdale Ave is probably the premier street on Pine Channel Estates. This is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 2,812 square foot house. It is being offered at a very high price for Big Pine Key. It's $4,999,500. I would not call this one overpriced, but it's simply because I know the listing agent of this property very well. She's been in the business of in the real estate business well over 25 years, right in Big Pine Key. She would not risk listing a house at too much money and risk her reputation. She wouldn't waste her time with an overpriced house. I'm not familiar with this particular home, but I'm very familiar with the neighborhood and I'm very familiar with the street. It is one of the premier streets in Big Pine Key, so more than likely it is very appropriately priced, even if it does seem high for Big Pine Key. And I'm just judging that based on my personal experience and knowledge of working with this particular listing agent. She wouldn't waste her time taking an overpriced listing, and she wouldn't waste her reputation taking a listing that she's not going to sell. And that's all we have for today. If you want to take a look at any of these homes or any home anywhere in the Florida Keys, give me a call at 305-731-0501. And don't forget to check out my blog, keywestinvesting.com. I'm Gary McAdams with eXp Realty.